What's going on, Bears fans? We're pretty much halfway through the NFL season at this point, and the Chicago Bears are still in first place of the NFC North. We were back in last place last week, but now we're back in first place, just like that. It was such a great week last week because the Bears won, the Lions, Vikings, and Packers lost, which that has rarely happened in the past couple of years, so I was really happy about that. And, right now, it's really looking like we can have a shot at winning this division. If you go back to the beginning of this year, I don't think that anyone really realistically gave us a shot at winning this division because people just thought that the Vikings would be way too good. People thought that the Packers would be Super Bowl contenders still. They thought that the Lions might be playoff contenders as well. So nobody actually gave us a chance of winning this division. But here we are in first place, halfway through the season. And the reason why I think that we're in first place right now is because, first of all, our team is looking way better than I thought it would be. Trubisky is looking pretty good. Our defense is really dominant. Our coaching staff is really amazing. But the real reason why we're in first place right now is because our division is not looking nearly as good as I thought it would be. You look at the Vikings, their defense is struggling a lot on defense. The Packers, they do not have a good team around Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the only reason why the Packers are not, 4-12 or 3-13. They even traded away HaHa Clinton Dix and, Ty Montgomery, which that does not make any sense to me at all. Why are you trying to rebuild when you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time pretty much leaving his prime pretty soon? So that does not make any sense to me, but I'm happy the Packers did that. And the Lions, I don't think they have the right coach right now. So the division as a whole is not looking as strong anymore. And the Bears, we could actually win this thing. We just have to win those divisional games, which are coming up pretty soon. So that's going to be important. But yeah. So week 9, we're off to Buffalo to face the Buffalo Bills in what should be an absolute blowout. I mean, you look at the offense of the Bills, their defense is actually really solid. I give them credit for their defense, and their defense could be much better, if their offense wasn't constantly leaving them on the field. So, yeah, but if you look at the Bills' offense, I mean, it's one of the worst offenses I've ever seen in my lifetime at least. And even if you look at the stats, I think it's actually one of the worst NFL offenses, in all of history. Like, it's really, really bad. The Bills, over their last 5 games, they've scored a combined 37 points, in all those games, which that's just a whole new level of bad. I mean, they just cannot score points, move the ball at all in any way. And, this was with Derek Anderson and Josh Allen. Now they have Nathan Peterman, one of the worst quarterbacks of all time. A guy who has thrown 5 interceptions in one half, who has seemingly just not been able to throw passes to to his receivers. We're gonna face him, and I actually had to redo this video because I had done this video before Nathan Peterman was announced as a starter, so I had to redo it because putting Nathan Peterman in this game changes a lot of things. Even though Derek Anderson is not that good of a quarterback, he's still miles better than Nathan Peterman. So let's discuss the 3 keys to a Bears victory. All right, so key number 1 is going to be more conservative than you usually are. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this because, judging by the last few years, I've always wished that the Bears were more aggressive and less conservative. But right now, I'm going to say that we have to go back to being a little bit more conservative than usual because the Bills, so if you look at this game, the only way we can lose this game is if Mitch has a complete breakdown. If he throws like 5 interceptions, if he just cannot move the ball at all, which I don't think there's any chance of that happening, but we can limit the chances of that happening by playing a little bit more conservative and running the ball as much as we possibly can. Now, the Bills' defense is actually really, really good. Their secondary is very solid. They're 14th in total defense, but obviously their bad offense limits how good their defense can be. So, they have some playmakers in their secondary. They have Tre'Davious White. They have Micah Hyde, which are really good players. They have some nice pass rushers as well. So if we can be a little bit more conservative than usual, Mitch does not have to throw these dumb throws, force passes. If he can just, make the safe throws, occasionally test the secondary, occasionally test their defense, but, try to run the ball as much as you can. we can easily win this game just doing that. Now, obviously, if Mitch is feeling it, he can be a little bit more aggressive than usual, but I would say for this game, try not to do anything crazy. Just be simple, run the ball, and you're going to beat this team because, we just have to rely on our defense in this game. And if we do that, we're going to have a very good shot at winning. So key number 2 is going to be shut down the run game completely. The Bills cannot do much of anything on offense, but the one thing that they kind of can do is run the ball. I mean, they're 23rd in rushing, but, they're last in passing. So the one thing that they're less bad at is running the ball. So if we can actually shut down the run completely, they're only going to be left with the thing that they're absolutely terrible in. And that's, I really don't see how they're going to move the ball on our defense, especially if we shut down the run game. If we shut down the run game, obviously Nathan Peterman is going to be forced to throw at some point. And when he throws the ball, we're pretty much guaranteed to have at least a couple interceptions. Unless he somehow becomes amazing the next game, which could probably happen because, we're the Bears, but I don't think it's going to happen. He has 11% career interception rate, which is ridiculously bad. He's thrown 5 interceptions in one half. He just lacks, the skills to be a quarterback in the NFL. I do not know why he's a quarterback in the NFL right now. So if we can force him to throw as much as possible, we're going to be in good shape. And finally, key number 3 is going to be Fangio needs to send the heat at Nathan Peterman. We cannot allow Nathan Peterman to have, a lot of time in the pocket to throw his passes. Because even if we do allow him to have time, he's probably still going to throw an interception because he's that bad. But if we can pressure him as much as possible, that's going to increase the likelihood of getting even more interceptions, getting more fumbles, getting more pick sixes, whatever method of turnover he decides to do. And, obviously we have not been able to get as much pressure on the quarterback these last couple games. So if Fangio, wants to send an old-fashioned blitz down the middle, do whatever you can. I mean, I understand Fangio likes to not blitz that much because, we actually have the lowest blitz percentage right now in the NFL. And, Fangio, he likes to create pressure in unconventional, creative ways, which I applaud him for doing that because it works a lot of the time. But sometimes, especially when you don't have Khalil Mack, I don't think Khalil Mack is going to play in this game, which that's fine with me because we don't need Khalil Mack to beat the Bills. But, you gotta send pressure in some way. And I think if we send blitzes at him all game long, Nathan Peterman is not equipped to handle blitzes. He's not equipped to even throw if he has time. So if we throw blitzes at him, it's going to be a very easy win. And finally, let's get into my prediction for this game. And I actually have the Chicago Bears winning this game 28-0. And I wanted to pick an even bigger margin of victory, but the one thing that limits me is that the Bills' defense is actually pretty good, so that's going to limit our offense a lot. And if we play more conservative, obviously we're not going to score as many points. But this is definitely a game that we can even win like 45-3 because it's just that the Bills' offense is so freaking bad, and our defense is so freaking good. Now, I hope this does not come back to bite me in the butt because it has in the past, but I really do not see how the Bills are going to move the ball at all on our defense. I don't see how they're going to score points, and that's why I actually have them scoring 0 points in this game because they just don't have the quarterback. They don't have the weapons on offense, and we have too good of a defense to allow them to score any points. The MVP of this game I actually have being Kyle Fuller. Now, obviously, I could have picked anyone on defense because I think that the entire defense is going to have a field day. But I have Kyle Fuller being the MVP. I have him getting 2 interceptions, multiple pass deflections. He's going to have a good game, shutting down whoever he's on. And overall, for the Bears, this should be a very easy win. Don't take the Bills lightly. Still play hard, but this should be a very easy win. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the video. As always, leave your comments down below. And I want to know what you guys think about the game, who the MVP is going to be, what the margin of victory is going to be for the Bears, which players are going to play good, and all that. So, I've seen Bears fans thinking of this, comparing this game to the Dolphins game where, we thought that we were facing Brock Osweiler and we thought that, we're going to win by so much, we're going to break the sack record, whatever. and then we end up getting torched by Brock Osweiler. The one thing I want to say is that those situations are not even comparable in any sense, because Brock Osweiler, he at least had some level of success in the NFL, in the past. While Nathan Peterman, he has done nothing in his career except throw interceptions. So, guys, I'm not worried that much at all. Our players need to go out there, have fun, play hard still, but have a lot of fun, beat them down, crush their hearts. And if we do that, we're going to move to 5-3 on the season, and we're going to be in very good position for the divisional games coming up. 5-3, let's get it. Bear down.